Hi, this is Shiv Prasad Yadav. Now, in this present video, we'll be discussing or I'll be explaining you the concept of priority sector lending (PSL). Now, in 2021 examination point of view, this PSL is somewhat important because now whatever the COVID-19 wave 1 or wave 2 are there, because of these two things, COVID-19 pandemic, we have come across some gaps. We have identified some serious gaps in health infrastructure and education infrastructure. So many gaps are there in these two segments. So, the government of India is focusing on how to fill these gaps by using priority sector lending concept. So, in that perspective, for 2021 exam, particularly UPSC Civil Services exam, this content is somewhat important. So, how we have to analyze the particular concept? For example, if this is PSL, it can be divided into number of subtopics. Like for example, PSL deals with inclusive growth and development actually, and this content or this concept is there in Indian Constitution itself, Directive Principles of State Policy. So we have priority sector lending concept on the basis of inclusive growth and development. So which is there in Directive Principles of State Policy of Indian Constitutions, and the base for this is welfare state. So that is the base for priority sector lending concept. Now we will see what is historical background. And with respect to PSL, we are supposed to by heart 2 years, two numbers. One is 1966 and the other one is 1972. Now this one is related to ARCRC. ARCRC has stressed on the concept of role of commercial banks in the development of rural infra. In 1972, NCC, National Credit Council of RBI, for the first time used this thing, PSL, priority sector lending. So, in historical point of view, we are supposed to learn 2 years or to by heart two numbers, 1966 and 1972. This 1966 is related to ARCRC, which for the first time stressed on the role of commercial banks in rural infrastructure. In 1972, National Credit Council (NCC) of RBI focused on priority sector lending. In between these 2 years, for the first time, PSL, the term was used here only, not here. Remember that point. So this is second point with respect to PSL. Now, objective. What is the objective of PSL? Commercial banks should strive towards, should work for the development of social infra. So that this is the key thing actually. The role of commercial banks in developing social infra. Now here 1966 ARCRC, commercial banks role in rural infrastructure, objective social infrastructure and commercial banks. Try to combine these two things. So this is the objective of priority sector lending. Now, 8 segments are considered here under priority sector lending, like agriculture, educational loans, home loans, MSME loans, etc., etc., which need the basic support of the banking system. So, 8 segments are covered here. And what are the present changes with respect to priority sector lending? There are some changes, new things were added to priority sector lending concept, that is uh, startups will be given up to 50 crore loan, solar pump sets establishment will be given up to 30 crore loan, and for FPOs, farmers producers organizations will be given up to 2 crore loan, and Atmanirbhar Bharat concept, if anyone is establishing hospitals, basic hospital infrastructure will be given up to 10 crore. So based on this point, it is in present news. And whatever the priority sector lending concept is there, it is based on ANBC, adjusted net bank credit. So out of total ANBC, the public sector banks and private sector banks and the foreign banks are supposed to give 40% as PSL. I am repeating the thing. Whatever the banking segment is there, public sector or private sector or foreign banks are supposed to give 40% of ANBC. This is ANBC, adjusted net bank credit. For cooperative segment, for example, we have the cooperative banking system also there in India. For cooperative segment, it is 75%. For commercial banks segment, it is 40%. So out of the total ANBC, 40% should be given out as PSL for commercial banks. For cooperative bank structure, it is 75% of ANBC, 75% of ANBC. ANBC is adjusted net bank credit. And out of this, whatever the total amount allotted, 18% is exclusively for agricultural activities. Agriculture is given more priority in priority sector lending. Actually, I am repeating the entire concept again because in 2021 the PSL is going to play major role. At least one question will be there from priority sector lending in preliminary examination, and based on COVID-19 pandemic, there can be a question in mains examination also. So we are supposed to learn its uh, core, everything related to it, whatever the conventional theory is there, what it is exactly, what are the objectives, historical evolution, and present context, what are the recent changes made. So all these things are supposed to be learned by us. The very first point is, okay, what does the Constitution of India says about PSL? In Directive Principles of State Policy, we have inclusive growth and development concept. So welfare state objective. So we have this thing. This is already mentioned in Indian Constitution. Based on that, we have PSL, priority sector lending. And second thing, historical evolution. 2 years we are supposed to focus. 1916, that is related to ARCRC, and 1972, that is related to NCC. Here, first time it is stressed, not exactly the term was used. The term was used here only. And third one, what is the objective? Commercial banks should focus on the development of social infrastructure. And fourth one, there are 8 segments. That is a very old concept. So whatever the concepts are there, whatever the segments are there in PSL. The next thing is recent developments. Startups are going to get up to 50 crores, and solar pump sets are going to get solar pump set establishments. So 30 crore loan, and FPOs, farmer producers organizations, are going to get a 2 crores loan. And on the basis of Atmanirbhar Bharat, if any development of hospital infrastructure is there, hospital establishment is there, up to 10 crore will be given. For individuals, solar pump, solar establishments, up to 10 lakhs will be given. I haven't mentioned it here. This entire concept is important in 2021 point of view, because we have observed so many gaps in COVID-19 pandemic with respect to health infrastructure and education infrastructure. So you are supposed to learn everything related to priority sector lending. I have explained it in a very brief manner. If we put all these things in an orderly manner, 1 2 3 4 5, it will be a good essay answer for mains. So that's all related to priority sector lending. And one more thing is there, that is lead bank scheme. So if you are learning priority sector lending, please go through lead bank scheme also. So these two are related to rural development concept only. So that's all for this session. And again, I'm stressing, in 2021 examination point of view, this concept is very very important. Up to now we have been through number of videos, but in this session only I'm stressing on this concept. So whenever I stress on a particular concept with related to 2021 exam, please focus on the concept more. Thank you.